A very warm welcome from the beautiful coastal city Port Elizabeth in South Africa. From a very young age, I have realized the importance of education, as it definitely gives you better opportunities in life. And it is a quality that I like to instill in my students as well. I started out by completing my bachelor's degree in formal classical music and for many years played piccolo and third flute in the resident Philharmonic Orchestra. After that, I completed my 2-year higher education diploma and ended up being a music teacher in the formal school system. Music teaching is very much one-on-one based, from preschoolers, 5 to 6-year-olds, elementary school, secondary school, and also a few adult students. In our school system, we have a music appreciation class, which is compulsory, and you can have up to 40 people in a class. I then went on to complete my 3-year diploma in business management with subjects like accounting, statistics, economics, business management, and the rest. In those days, computers were a foreign concept, and I completed a computer course, which you needed as it felt like you were navigating a spaceship. I also ended up completing my certificate in estate agency, and I also did a first aid course, level 1 and level 2. I also completed the design and conduct, assessment and moderation of outcome-based assessment. I strongly believe that a healthy body houses a healthy mind. For that exact reason, I exercised almost for my whole life, and that led me to enroll and complete a 2-year certificate in personal and group fitness training. The circle once again complete, as personal training is one-on-one and group fitness training is anything from 2 to 20 people in a class. My latest achievement is completing my 120-hour advanced TEFL certificate. With this certificate, I hope to be helping you to become better in English speaking and conversation. English has become the universal language, and it is very important that we are able and capable to express ourselves and to have a conversation in English. I can help you to improve all aspects of the English language, like reading, writing, spelling, that you might need in future for you to become a better English conversationalist. Thank you for considering me. And goodbye.
Hello, friends and viewers. The video that you just saw was the video in which I introduced myself to possible people that would like me as their teacher, which is a requirement on the different platforms through which you can teach English to foreigners. That was a on the spur of the moment decision that I made to do this course. I actually received an affiliated link from TEFL Universal, and I must still make that video. I don't know why I'm dragging my feet, and I'm going to use this introductory video of myself in that video again. But what I'm going to say in this video is going to be inappropriate when I'm actually trying to get people to sign up through TEFL Universal to get their certificate. That was a very spur-on-the-moment decision that I made, and I do not think that I'm going to do that. The main reason is I don't think my English is good enough. I still get my tenses wrong all over the place. Pronunciation is not one of my strong points. The platforms through which you can then gain access to pupils to teach English to foreign language speaking people are looking for a neutral English accent, and South Africans are not really high up on that list. There's a lot of South Africans that are actually currently doing that. Like I said, I don't feel myself equipped enough to teach other people how to speak English, although you're not going to try and give them a degree in English. You basically just help them to be able to help themselves in daily life situations. For instance, how to order food in a restaurant, how to ask directions from somebody in English, what conversations you have around the dinner table, things like that. So it's not going to be extremely sophisticated high English, but I still think English is not my native language. So I have put that idea out of my mind. I think there might be even quite a few grammar tense mistakes in the introductory video, which would just be terrible, very embarrassing. But I did put that thought out of my mind. But I will still, for other reasons, which I will then do in the affiliated link video, I'm going to use that introductory video. So that's the one reason I'm not going to do it. The second reason is why South Africans aren't really very high up on their list is because of all our load shedding that we are experiencing. They say that you must be able to not be affected by load shedding. So I must have either a generator or I must be able to use my laptop. Then you do a internet speed test, which you must do from your desktop or laptop computer. Although most do their teaching from their phone, that speed test must be done on your laptop and your computer, and my internet speed through my internet provider is too slow. I can go fiber, but for fiber, they need to trench. I'm not prepared to trench my garden and my paving up. I think you saw what a mess trenching was with the water pipe that has burst, which had to be fixed. And at this point in time, I'm just not prepared to do that. So I've put that idea completely and totally out of my mind. But I have done the course. I completed it with a lot of hard and extensive work fairly quickly. And I will make a video so that I can use the affiliated link. Then a couple of other reasons why I put that idea out of my mind was I did look at some people that have been doing it for a year to a year and a half to 2 years and then decided not to do it because the one black girl, for instance, said one of the students carried on with her because she didn't look like her profile photo. Now, most of the black people put some braids or extensions in their hair, and from time to time they give their hair a rest. And I suppose that was in a period of time where she was giving her hair a rest. And in any case, it's not what you look like. It's your ability and your capabilities to teach. I thought that was harsh. The second point that she pointed out was that they use it as sort of a pickup dating site. A lot of the foreign people that sign up then wanted her to go and live come to their country and live with them and marry them and whatever. Very much like the Chinese, African, Chinese rural situation I spoke about in the previous video. And then also some other inappropriate activities that they will sort of just out of the blue start to perform. And when she lodged the complaints with the company she was doing it through, they didn't take it very seriously. Time zones differences is also an issue for me. Unfortunately, if I need to go to sleep, I need to go to sleep. Not so much because I'm old, but because of my health issues that I struggle with. I've just put that whole idea out of my mind. But I have included this video. I cannot do this discussion, obviously, with the affiliation video that I'm going to do, because it must be very positive. So that video will have a completely different angle approach to it. And I didn't actually want to touch on it. I just wanted to give you a little bit of background why this video that I have now put in the beginning of this video is there, why that video was made. My discussion on this video based on the beginning video is as follows. So often we will think that people that's homeless, people that's jobless, people that can't work, that's maybe dependent on welfare, social grants, financial assistance from other people, are lazy, stupid, useless, bad people. They lack motivation. They don't want to help themselves. They're spongers, and the list goes on. And sometimes that cannot be further from the truth. I've tried a lot of things, and I think if you watch the video and you see what I have put my feelers out and actually spent the money, the time, the effort to get the certificates, to get the qualification behind my name so that I can go and do something to earn money, become part of the work corps and force, that in my case, it's definitely not a case where I'm lazy, because then I would have done none of the courses and the degrees and the diplomas that I've done, because it's a hard work. To study is hard work. You put financial resources into it. A degree and a diploma, these courses aren't cheap. So when you are prepared to invest money in something like that, it's normally with the idea that you are going to be able to get that money back by earning an income. So I think you can see that it's not because I'm lazy. It's not because I'm stupid or I lack intelligence, because 2 of those courses that I did, I have zero natural ability and talent for. Yet, I did complete it with a certain amount of success. I've got no musicality in me, as in zero. I've got no ear. There's no notes and harmonies and chord progressions that fall into place in my mind. I can listen to a chord progression or a tune, and I cannot tell you which chords they are playing, what key it is in. I just can't. Yet I completed my degree successfully, and for quite some time it was part of my career, which is terrible, to be in a career for which you have got no natural inborn talent is not the right word. Capability is also not the right word. I don't know what the right word is. It's not now coming into my head quick enough. Maybe I will Google it and then put it in the video when I edit it. Then the second one that I chose, I don't know why I chose it, was the business management. I've got no real abilities, inborn abilities for figures either. Yet I achieved that diploma cum laude, which means you've got an 80% average for the subject for the full duration of that degree or that diploma that you did. I did started to do the 4 subjects I needed to make it a degree. I completed 2. 2 subjects was outstanding because I wasn't in a business environment. That was strategic management. So I couldn't complete the degree. And I don't know why I didn't the third one. The third one was research methodology. It was basically library and research work. But I think what went through my mind at that point in time was that it's a useless exercise because I'm not going to be able to finish the degree in any case. So I just, I'm 2 subjects short of having a degree in business management. But like I said, it was pure hard work, time and effort put into it, and determination. Because I don't feel I'm strong enough with figures in my head to do other people's books for them, accounting, or to do other people's tax for them, because it doesn't come naturally to me. The estate agency that I did was because I met somebody which was a very successful real estate agent at that point in time, and he sort of tried to help me to get into a career where I can actually help myself. That wasn't for me, and I think that was my type of personality that I have. Because if people give me a little bit of opposition, like saying no or whatever, I can't push myself onto people. I sort of become afraid or scared or self-conscious or not sure of myself. I become insecure, and then I retract back. And real estate is very much in the faces of the people all the time, even if they don't want to sell their house. Or there's a lot of money to be made, make no mistake about it, especially if you have made your name. People will come back to you and your company to sell their house on a regular basis, but it's very much word of mouth. But that just was not for me. I didn't enjoy that at all, because they also expect of you to do a lot of cold calling, where you just pick up the phone and phone people and say, don't you want to sell your house? Or don't you know of anybody that wants to sell their house? No, that was just not for me. The one thing that I really enjoyed was my studies to become a personal and group fitness trainer. My choice in those days was to become a physical phys ed teacher. My parents didn't want me to do that. I had to go and do music. But that was basically my first love. And unfortunately, then I had the heart attack. And with heart problems, they advise you not to overexert yourself and to not really pick up stuff that's too heavy, and especially not to work with your hands above your head for too long. And then added to that, then um, working with heavy weights and do heavy weight exercises above your head is not really advisable. So that was a physical tragedy that happened to me that actually put the spanner in the works for that. But I think that would have been the first thing that I really would have been passionate about, and which I would really have enjoyed doing. My point is, and I actually said it to Cornelius this morning, that we so often just form our own opinions and create our own opinions about somebody and label them. And a lot of the times, or sometimes, or often, whichever word you want to use, it can be because things happened which is not in our control. And your health, unfortunately, is not something that is 100% in your control. So often it is about the hand of cards that you are being dealt with in this life, which determines the direction of and the path that your life is going to be forced onto for the rest of your life, which basically is what happened to me. And I think I had a hard time accepting the fact that I have become incapable of working, which is why I jumped from degree to a different degree or diploma in a completely different field, to trying something else, in my desperation to find something that I will be able to cope with doing, because I needed something flexible, something not too taxing. Because the minute that I exert myself physically, or I become mentally anguished or stressed, my illness kicks in. And then it renders me useless, incapable of working, because I become too exhausted and too tired. The other thing is I don't have any breaks when I do something. I push myself so hard in such a short period of time that all the wheels come off fairly quickly. And then I need a lot of time to just recuperate and get myself functional again. I even find it to a certain degree with YouTube. I have not been well since the beginning of the year. Certain stuff happened in the beginning of the year. Those who know knows. Those who don't. And I think it has just sort of kicked a lot of things back into to come out of remission and become active again. And I just thought to myself a few days ago, you know what I have not been plagued with? If you now follow me for some time, you will know, is vertigo. I have not had real vertigo to complain of. But then I also realized the following. First, I had Gqeberha, which kept me at home a lot. I could not really go anywhere because I needed to be here to keep him safe, to take him out to her out to exercise and to feed her until she flew away. I had about 3 weeks of freedom before I then got gremlin, which then started that whole cycle over again. I had to be here to feed it. I had to be here to look after it, to take it out for exercise, to try and rehabilitate it into the wild again, which I did a terrible job of because I now have a handicapped Cape White Eye, which actually was one of the reasons why I did not go anywhere very much often. I was basically staying at home. So I didn't do a lot of driving because the 2 trips that I did within a week of one another to Jeffreys Bay, if you can remember correctly, brought on an extended period of severe vertigo for me that I could not function. I was plagued by it. So that's the one thing I realized I have not really had issues with for some time. But now I had that lingering sore throat, headache, which felt like I was getting flu, which I complained from time to time on some of my blogs. It just didn't go into a full-blown flu, which would then be over and done with, which is typical of ME, chronic fatigue syndrome symptoms. Typical. You feel like you are getting flu all the time. And then the sore throat and that feeling of that you are getting a flu has now gone past, but now I have the inflammation and the pain and the traveling from joint to joint to joint in the body, which is also part of the fibromyalgia side of ME and chronic fatigue syndrome, which I am now struggling with. I'm basically trying to sit it out. So I'm apologizing again for doing some other videos and not some of the stuff that a lot of you are here for, but please just be a little bit patient with me and just let me get over this and so that I can get back to normal. And I say again, I did say in the description of my channel that I do like to talk about other topics and give my opinions and discussions. I actually would love to do podcasts or lives, but not with me doing a monologue, chatting to other people. That's one of the big reasons I did do the markets and why I go to people and do their gardens and go to craft groups. I just like to talk to the people because it's like a bounce off of ideas, and somebody says something and then you give your opinion and your idea. That makes it interesting, not to listen to somebody rambling on like I'm doing at the moment. That's what I really, really would like to do on my channel, apart from my animals in my garden, because I do enjoy that as well. But that side is part of my channel. I just haven't given it much attention lately. Like I explained, the markets and the music is an issue. I must revisit it I must revisit it. I must revisit it. Then I had Jippy and Gremlin, which put the brakes on me going out at all, leaving them alone at home. Now I've got Twiggy. If I go out, she tends to wet my bed. So there's certain things that has kept me sort of housebound a bit, which made me not do the markets and other stuff much, which I must maybe just get back into that again. But like I said, I now have Twiggy and I have Gremlin is still a bit of an issue. Which has sort of made my content basically the guinea fowl, my animals, and the garden. So things must just normalize again in my life. Although if I do rescue an animal, then that animal is first priority, and then things must not change. But like I said, just please be patient with me and bear with me, and I will get back into the swing of things of doing things the right way, which is just not quite possible for me at this point in time because of other factors. And I don't want to come and sit here and moan about my health all the time. I do not want a negative channel. I want a positive channel. I just wanted to say that the situation that people find themselves in life, the dire straight situations that people often find themselves in life, is often not because of something that's within their control and because of choices that they have made or because they choose to be in that situation. But that is just what life has decided that person is going to get. And I mustn't even go on that tangent. That's a complete and total different tangent for me to go on, because I do think that I tend to get the raw end of the deal in life, no matter which way I look at things or approach things or whatever I try. Even this YouTube journey is proof of that. From the 4,006 hours, watch hours I had to where I am now, I'm basically starting over. From the fact that I did not get my code in time. Just nothing ever goes smoothly or according to plan, no matter how hard I try. And then it really looks as if I'm to blame for it. You know, that I do things wrong, or I'm a difficult person, which I can be, or that I make wrong choices, or whatever the case may be. If I compare myself with somebody else, which is taking the exact same decisions, the exact same time, the way that our lives will unfold will be completely different. That person's life will be smoothly, and they will go from strength to strength, and mine will just unravel more and more and more the further I go down the path. That's the truth. In any case, so I'm not in this situation because I want to be. I'm not in this situation because I asked to be. I'm in this situation because this is my lot in life, and I have come to accept it, and I had to, and I still need to make adjustments to my lifestyle to be able to be semi-functional in life, which is partly why I have chosen to start YouTube in the hope of getting monetized. Because if you are successful to have a fairly strong channel on YouTube, then it can assist a little bit on the financial front. And on that note, I am going to say goodbye. And I do hope to see you in the next video. Keep well, look after yourselves. Bye.
This is amazing.